If you're like most of the patients we see at Avenant Health Neuropathy Center, you're probably watching this video with a fair amount of skepticism. And honestly, we understand after all. You've probably been through treatments, appointments, and promises that didn't deliver. Hello, I am Dr. Mayra Rodriguez, and I am a chiropractic physician at Avenant Health. I specialize in treating neuropathy, and I have dedicated my career to helping patients find relief from chronic nerve pain. And in the next few minutes, I want to show you why what we do is different and why it just might work for you.
You've probably seen a number of medical professionals about your peripheral neuropathy pain, perhaps tried various prescription drugs, but despite everything you've tried, your pain still exists. Maybe, worst of all, you've been told by one or more doctors you'll just have to live with it, or that your pain's all in your head.
When a patient first walks through our doors, they're typically very skeptical, and I understand why. They have often consulted various doctors spanning from podiatrists to renowned neurologists who all deliver the same message. Your neuropathy is permanent and you need to learn to live with it. They're then sent away with a collection of medications only to realize they haven't achieved the relief they have hoped for. The problem with this approach is that these medications not only fail to aid the nerves, but also come with an array of side effects. What makes our approach different is that we focus on treating the underlying cause of neuropathy, whereas most medical facilities treat the symptoms with medication. We have achieved great results with this method, partly because we are very selective about who we choose to work with. At Avenant Health Neuropathy Center, we know peripheral neuropathy pain is real.
We see it every day in the countless number of patients we treat. Many of those patients, some of whose stories you'll hear in a moment, will sound very much like your own. They too were skeptical, were frustrated, and thought maybe nothing could be done about their pain. However, what they discovered is that there is hope, and you can get your life back. But we know we have some convincing to do before you take our word for it. So let's begin with an actual patient story, one of several we'll share during this presentation. What you're about to view are the raw comments taken from our patients, real stories from real people with real results.
My neuropathy just put a stop to me being able to go to the garden, do any gardening, or walking up and down the stairs. Escalators was out. I had to go look for the elevator. That was the only way I could do it. I don't know what made it. It was so hard, you know. So it took about 4 months for me to see the results. I started feeling different. And I told my husband, my feet feel different. But I kept using the cane. And then finally, my husband says, don't use the cane. And I says, okay. So I let it go. And from then on, that was December, no more cane. And I'm able to go up and down the stairs. I'm able to walk on grass. That's another thing, because I couldn't step on the grass because I was completely off. You know, so I'm just thankful.
This is just one of hundreds of stories we could share. But let's back up for a moment and take a quick look at why and how your body is going through what it is with peripheral neuropathy.
Basically, the body's nervous system is made up of two parts: the central nervous system, which includes the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which are the connecting nerves running from the brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body, including your hands and feet. If you think of healthy nerve endings like this dandelion, the nerve endings pictured here at the end of the stalk are pretty full and complete, much like your nerve endings were before your symptoms began. However, as your condition gets worse, nerve endings can deteriorate, causing a host of annoying, painful, and sometimes debilitating symptoms. And if you're like many neuropathy patients, when your doctor initially diagnosed your condition, they may have told you that your nerve endings were dead or too far gone for treatment. However, we find that more often than not, that's just not the case. But more about that in a moment.
I felt like I was walking on sharp glass every time I stood up. And my back surgeon said that that was because of my diabetes. and it would just progressively get worse. And I'm like, oh Lord, if this gets worse, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm able to do a lot. In fact, I usually do swimming pool therapy 3 times a week, and what I'm doing basically is running back and forth in the water, trying to strengthen my body. And I'm not having the same painful existence by just putting my foot down and putting weight on it. You know, I'm able to do quite a bit. In fact, the other seniors in the pool, they always tell me to slow down because I'm making them look too bad. And that tickles me. This treatment has helped me enjoy the things I always enjoyed, and I'm able to do them again and not be apprehensive about them.
As far as the causes of peripheral neuropathy, those can vary. However, research suggests that as many as 2/3 of all people suffering from diabetes will develop peripheral neuropathy. Neuropathy can also commonly develop as a result of using statin or cholesterol-lowering medications, blood pressure medications, and is a common side effect for people undergoing chemotherapy or radiation therapy.
The common misconception about neuropathy is that it's often labeled as idiopathic, meaning its cause is unknown. However, we do know that neuropathy can result from various factors, including diabetes, side effects from medications, chemotherapy, and exposure to environmental toxins. What many people may not realize is that numerous everyday substances can harm peripheral nerves. For instance, some artificial sweeteners and food additives have been scrutinized for their potential neurotoxic effects. Though research findings are mixed in this situation, additionally, personal care products containing chemicals like methylparabens and dental amalgam fillings with mercury content have raised concerns regarding nerve health. Now, really, what makes a diagnosis difficult in peripheral neuropathy is that rarely is there just one or even 2 underlying causes. Usually there are multiple causes leading to the peripheral neuropathy.
Additionally, neuropathy can result from spinal-related conditions like stenosis, herniated discs, and sciatica. And oftentimes the condition is misdiagnosed as plantar fasciitis, Morton's neuroma, and restless leg syndrome. As with many disorders, early detection and treatment of neuropathy is very important. So just what are the warning signs of peripheral neuropathy? Symptoms typically occur over the areas of the body that are covered by socks or gloves, such as your hands, feet, and legs, which is why the condition is often referred to as the stocking and glove disorder. Symptoms or warning signs of peripheral neuropathy can include numbness, tingling, or a pins and needles sensation, burning pain that can sometimes be so severe it feels like your feet are on fire, sharp or stabbing pain causing an electric shock-like sensation, deep or a dull, achy pain, swelling in the arms and legs, cramping or restless legs, extreme sensitivity to fabric touching your skin, even discomfort from bed sheets at night, which can often result in sleeplessness. You may also find that you're constantly dropping things or experience an inability to do things with your hands that were once easy. And besides being generally uncomfortable to downright painful, peripheral neuropathy symptoms can also lead to difficulty walking and an overall lack of balance and coordination, which can result in falls. Patients with peripheral neuropathy are 15 times more likely to be at risk of a serious fall. And sadly, falls are one of the leading causes of fatalities amongst the elderly. Now, if you're like most of our patients, you've probably experienced several of these symptoms.
At our clinic, we have specialized training and extensive knowledge in neuromuscular disorders and neuropathy. We also focus on therapeutic lifestyle changes aimed at supporting the management of glucose levels for pre-diabetic and diabetic conditions. Additionally, we are experts in detoxification, focusing on understanding and mitigating the impact of environmental toxins on health. When patients first enter our therapy area, it's natural for them to feel a mix of excitement and apprehension because unfamiliar medical devices and the bustling environment can be overwhelming at first. However, as they settle in, they soon discover a serene and compassionate space where our dedicated team provides personalized care. We're not just focused on restoring function to their extremities or alleviating foot discomfort. We are here to renew their hope and empower them to reclaim their lives again.
We utilize a gentle, proven approach to treating neuropathy without surgery, non-invasively, and completely drug-free. At the core of our care is a multidisciplinary approach that includes 5 critical keys for defeating peripheral neuropathy. Those include, number 1, a comprehensive neurological evaluation. This is primary to defeating neuropathy as it enables us to determine the type of nerves damaged and the extent of the damage. 2, reducing inflammation systemically or throughout the body. Depending upon the severity, we use detox methods and herbal formulations to reduce systemic inflammation. This is imperative to prevent the further spread of nerve damage. 3, increasing circulation and oxygenation to the nerves. This is accomplished with the use of specialized laser technology that increases circulation by 300 to 500%, dramatically increasing oxygen concentration in the tissues. This device also triggers the release of nitric oxide in the body. Research has shown that nitric oxide promotes repair of the damaged nerve cells.
A closer look illustrates how the use of laser therapy and infrared diodes can help heal the body. At the basic level, all cells in the body have a miniature power plant within, called the mitochondria. This is where our cell's energy is produced. The technical term for this energy is called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP for short. Patients with neuropathy have decreased blood flow and weaker mitochondria, which causes nerve cells to improperly transmit impulses throughout the body, most commonly in the extremities. Because the mitochondria are very sensitive to light, concentrated laser light therapy stimulates a rapid increase in ATP production in the mitochondria. With this intense increase in energy production, the light frequencies greatly improve blood flow as well as the production of oxygen, nitric oxide, enzymes, and other vital elements to help the body's nerves heal naturally on a cellular level. The result is a cascade of beneficial chemical reactions throughout damaged nerve cells that stimulates healing.
The 4th key is neurotrophic nutrition. This aspect incorporates the introduction of specific key nutrients, which have been shown by scientific research to assist in nerve repair and diminish painful symptoms.
Based upon the most current research studies, was developed to support and accelerate nerve regeneration. Naturally absorbed by the body, helps to decrease stress to damaged nerve cells, while enhancing transmission of nerve signals throughout the body. Included is both an improvement in the damaged nerve cells' neurotransmitters as well as function in the mitochondria. Furthermore, a rebuilding of the protective nerve coverings occurs while also helping to improve nerve regeneration and increased blood flow.
And finally, number 5, restore nerve communication. When your peripheral nerves become damaged, your brain will create new pathways to get the information to the impaired nerve. Unfortunately, the information never properly reaches its destination. This is one of the largest contributors of balance problems, which can lead to falls. We restore the proper nervous system pathways by using quantum sensory techniques, creating what we refer to as a nervous system reboot, to increase balance and stability.
The 5 keys to defeating neuropathy are so important because many conventional medical clinics typically address only 1 or 2 aspects. Our experience has shown that you simply can't repair or regenerate the nerve with just 1 or 2 of these components. Now, our main concern is to alleviate pain. That's foremost. But we also aim to repair the problem to ensure that patients do not have to endure or suffer from neuropathy again. Putting together these 5 really sets the foundation stage for nerve repair and even nerve regeneration, a process supported by the latest research in the field.
Our goal is to end your suffering for good. In fact, we have an over 90% patient treatment satisfaction rating.
Additionally, recent studies have profiled the use of laser therapies in reducing patient pain ratings before and after initial treatment sessions. In one significant study, profiled at the North American Association of Laser Therapy's Pain Week, it was revealed that after just 4 weeks of treatment, the average pain rating described by patients went from an average level of 8.1 down to a level of 2.9, a decrease in pain of over 64% in just 4 weeks. Likewise, further studies are revealing dramatically increased nerve regeneration in patients utilizing these same treatment protocols.
That's a little about us, our staff, and the science behind our treatment methodology. However, we know you might still be skeptical. Given what most peripheral neuropathy sufferers have experienced up to this point, we accept that. And so with that in mind, we hope as you watch a few final patient stories, you too will begin to feel that there is hope to overcome the frustration and break the grip of peripheral neuropathy pain and finally get your life back.
At its worst, I could barely walk. Beforehand, I would exercise regularly. I like to be outdoors, like to run, like to exercise. That stopped. I was homebound. I had to take leave of absence from work, and everyday actions essentially became non-possible. I'm back to a place now where I didn't think was possible. I had been told that my nerves may heal, but that I was not going to ever have 100% recovery, and I think that this treatment more than any other has gotten me towards my goals of getting better and running and exercising and feeling good and being pain-free. And that's where I wanted to be, and that's where I am now.
I kept going to the doctor for it, and all they gave me was the Lyrica and Tylenol, anything that would help my pain. But my feet still felt like bunch of needles dropping into them, and then at night I'd have a lot of numbness. I did fall a lot, and it's because of my neuropathy, because I couldn't, walk very well with it, so I ended up falling. I would fall outside, I'd fall at work, I'd be in the freezer, and I'd end up falling. My neuropathy hasn't come back. I feel I can do everything. I can work 12, 15 hours, go home, not crying, no pain, no needles. I can sleep good, don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and feel like my feet are burning and numb and the needles are dropping.
I started experiencing the neuropathy about a year before I retired from work, and I started by feeling the discomfort under my feet, and that discomfort escalated to sharper pain, ball lightning pain in my feet and up my legs, and it was so bad that it would wake me up. I just couldn't have a full night's sleep. I can do many things now. I can even play basketball and golf again. I mean, that is unreal. I mean, me playing basketball with a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds is unbelievable. So I can attest to the success of what I came here for.
So now what? Maybe you still have a few questions like, is your condition even treatable? Could your condition get better on its own? Well, just know that the consensus of the professional healthcare community, including top neurologists, oncologists, surgeons, and others, all agree that peripheral neuropathy rarely, if ever, improves on its own. More often than not, the condition continues to worsen and can become completely debilitating. Finally, you may be asking, should I wait? Or perhaps, if I am a candidate for treatment, what does treatment cost? Lastly, will insurance cover any or all of my treatment? These are all valid questions. However, to answer these and any other questions you may have about treating your pain, there's only one way to find out. Give us a call today and reserve one of our new patient consultations. During that consult, we'll conduct comprehensive neurological testing to see if you are a candidate for treatment. From there, we can answer all of your questions based upon your unique condition. The sooner you make the call, the sooner we can help you resume your life.
At our clinic, the driving force behind our daily commitment is the privilege of witnessing profound transformations in our patients' lives. It's not just about the physical improvement, though seeing patients return to activities they love, like playing golf, engaging with their grandchildren, or enjoying a simple walk, bring us immense joy. Equally heartwarming are the emotional and spiritual shifts we observe. When a patient stops me in the hallway for a heartfelt hug, when their face lights up with a genuine smile and laughter begins to fill their life again, it reaffirms our purpose. These moments are the essence of why we come to work each day. We are privileged to witness this everyday miracle, and it's this profound impact that fuels our passion for what we do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. We are committed to support you and your journey toward improved health and renewed vitality.